Right, so I'm sure many of you have seen the other videos of this car making some pretty horrific noises. Oh!
Well, that was 50.
And that's because the gearbox has, as I say, exploded in a horrifically violent manner. Yeah, it's got multiple neutrals now, let's just say that. But yeah, today I'm going to change the box over. As you can see it just in there. I think it's been leaking, something's been leaking. I'm not too sure what. But yeah, had very noisy bearings and then it exploded, so definitely needing changed. But to do them on these cars, they're not too bad, especially the SDI. Because on these SDIs, as well as the 1.4 versions, the petrol engines, and the 1.2 as well, they have smaller gearboxes, whereas the TDIs, they have a far bigger box, which basically means you have to take the subframe out to get the gearboxes out. Not on these, which is nice. You can get the gearboxes in and out of the TDIs without taking the subframe out, but it's quite tricky because the diff housing hits on the subframe. And the 6 speeds, yeah, I wouldn't even try. But yeah, it's actually quicker for the TDIs pulling the subframe down. So yeah, but on these, it's not too bad. You got your gear linkage, batteries out, as you can see. Got the battery box to take out, air filters out as well. You got your bell housing bolts. You've got your gear linkage to disconnect. You've got your slave cylinder. You got your drive shafts. You got a few electrical connections as well for the likes of the speedo sensor and the reverse thing as well. Your starter motor. That's really about it. So I'm going to crack on. Well, the Captain Crunch gearbox is out, as you can see there. Wasn't too bad to do. Clutch to come out next. There it is. Took a bit of damage on my finger. Full focus. There we go. But nothing excessive. So yeah, new clutch and gearbox to go in. But first, I'm going to have my dinner. And then we'll get back onto it. So yes, all good. Alright, well, clutch is out. And yeah, it's as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, it's pretty well worn. As you can see, it's losing a lot of the sort of grooves that are supposed to be there. It's not quite down to the rivets, but it's not far off. Yeah, it's probably about a mil before it hits the rivets. This is pretty badly heated as well. Again, not a big surprise. Flywheel actually has some what looks like cracking in it. See just there? Can I focus on that? I'm going to take the flywheel off and just inspect it. If it is buggered, which I think it actually is, I'll replace it because I've got another flywheel on. I'll just share it actually. Can I share it? No, I can't because it's buried. Kind of. I have another SDI engine here under this. You can just see it there. And yeah, this luckily has a good flywheel. Is the flywheel off the engine? Yes, it is. Where is the flywheel? There it is. Yeah, this one's actually alright. I'll give it a rub down, obviously. But yeah, that one's not too bad. This engine in here's getting turned into a TDI anyway, so it doesn't need that flywheel, because we'll be getting one off a PD, because it is eventually going to get put into this car and make this a pre-PD TDI. Basically, it'll have the engine in it that like the Mark IV Golfs and stuff had. ALH or I'm trying to remember the other codes now. Yeah, ALH. Yeah, can't remember. But yeah, the turbo versions of this is what we're going in. So there's the other gearbox. Again, needs to clean up because it's been sitting in another storage unit we've got, which is not quite watertight. It's alright, it's just, well, that's getting chucked anyway. Just give the input shaft a good clean. Go around it all with a wire brush and a drill, I think. And that should see that good. New clutch here, LUK. It's basically the same as what's fitted from factory. Cheap enough. And it's more or less OEM, I think, so yas, get this all built up and have a fun job of trying to get back in, which is never easy. New gearbox, old gearbox. New clutch as well here. It's an LUK one. And the pressure plate. There's the new clutch fork and release bearing. This is the ones that came off this gearbox. Believe it or not, I've had this box for absolute ages. It came off a donor car that I had right back in 2017. And yeah, there's a donor car that I had for the electrical system. And it was when I had an SDI, so I kept the gearbox because I knew they go wrong. And it's just been sitting in a lockup for best part of 5 years. Hence the reason it looks a bit dirty, let's just say, well, oxidised. It's alright, like, it's just had moisture on it, but it's all been sealed, so it's fine. Input shaft's good, gave that a good clean up. Yeah, it's all going pretty good actually. This is one of these cars that you would look at it and say, why the hell are you fixing it? Because it's got rot. It's a base model classic. It has a CD player which I fitted to remove the tape deck. Roof lining's falling down. It's alright because I've got another one over there with lights in it as well. It's just a pretty cool car, I like it. Scruffy, but it works really well. Kind of like me. That's where I had to weld it. Got a load of nice bits for it as well. This one's going to be externally scruffy, but it's going to have a nice interior. Got a full Ambiente interior to go in it, which is actually hidden right behind my caravan. Can you see it just there? It's basically a black interior, and that's a stash of Skoda bits. Also, under this sheet is, it's hard to see, but a facelift dashboard to go in, and black trim up there. Some other bits and pieces. So yeah, I am collecting parts for this car to make it nice. and also really want to get a saloon as well in the family, because we've got 2 estates, 1 hatchback, and yeah, a saloon would be really nice as well. And that's my van there. So yeah, pretty fun. Okay, so what you're looking at is the new clutch that I've put on the SDI, and whilst I was doing it, I was just thinking how small these clutches are, and I made an interesting discovery. The 1.9 SDI uses exactly the same clutch as the 1.2 HTP. This is the old clutch disc here, as you can see, and over here this thing is a 1.2 HTP gearbox that I made a sort of working model out of. I was kind of bored and it was quite fun. Anyway, that's the clutch disc on it. It's exactly the same as the SDI one, like exactly the same width and everything. So bit of pointless information for you there, but yeah, it does make me wonder if the gearbox is more or less the same as well. I can't actually remember. I mean, that's the HTP gearbox, and that's the TDI, the SDI gearbox. It looks very similar. Problem is, that one over there burst open, so I can't fully check, but I'll tell you something, they don't look much different. And it kind of makes sense why the SDI gearboxes tend to blow up, because if it is the same box as a HTP, well, a diesel has a lot more torque, even in like non-turbo form. So yeah, that could be maybe what's gone on. I don't know, but my old gearbox, the other one sitting over there, well, not actually that one, that's a decent one. That one here, I am going to burst it open and have a look inside and see why it's making such horrific noises. Because it was really grunching. Oh yeah, there you go. I think she's buggered. So yeah, now I just need to lob this one in and carry on. Well, new gearbox is now in. Works as it should. I also refurbished the starter motor as well, which now it no longer makes a horrific sort of whining noise, which it used to do, and it's very, very annoying. But yeah, works as it should. That's nice. Yeah, all went back together reasonably easy enough. I never really got many videos on that because I was just like getting it done. So yeah, next few jobs will be upgrading the interior, because these seats, well, you can't see them because they're on the seat covers, but they're very, very worn out. And it's got the Hobo flamenco interior that the classics come with, whatever it's called. So yes, gonna get that changed. I've got a full Ambiente interior and everything to go in. Also gonna replace the carpet as well because it's worn out. There's not even a mat on this side, which doesn't really matter because yeah, it's pretty ropey anyway, but gonna get a new carpet in and change all the plastics and everything and just make it quite nice. So yeah, that's a project for, I think, over winter.